Mind you, a few of them were just as smoky after leaving as they were coming in. Stan Ryan sold the garage to a fella called Curran, who was one of the Curran family who owned the soap factory on North King Street. Curran moved in and he was only interested in car sales, so he didn't need all the staff that we had at that time. So I was given me walking papers. There was no work in Dublin at the time for mechanics. It was very bad recession. That would have been 1959, the end of 59, early 60. And I was thinking of going to England. We went to a dance in the Arcadia in Bray where the Capital Showband were playing. And the Capital Showband was run by an old friend of mine from Galway called Des Kelly. And he asked me what I was doing because we used to service the bandwagon in Brian's garage. And I said, I'm thinking of heading to England, Des. So during the dance, he announced over the PA, would Frank Curran come to the bandstand? So I went to the bandstand and he said, don't go away after, I want to talk to you. So he said, would you drive the bandwagon? So I became the roadie for the Capital Showband. And it was hell because tonight we'd be in Ballymena, and tomorrow night we'd be in Tralee, and the following night we'd be in Bundoran, and the next night we might be in Waterford, and it was just, there was no let up, it was hellish work. And they employed a singer called Butch Moore. Butch lived in Benevan Park in Glasnevin, and in picking Butch up with the wagon, I found that the Butch had a sister, and his sister, Mary Moore, is still my wife, but unfortunately she has Alzheimer's disease at this stage. And anyway, so very soon I realised there was no future in this roadie job. So I saw an ad for a mechanic in Caldwell's garage in Lucan. So I applied for and got the job as a mechanic in Caldwell's in Lucan. There was only a couple of weeks in Caldwell's when he told me that he was importing Panhard cars from France, and did I think that I would be able to put them together. So he rented a premises at the corner of Selbridge Road, which was an old mill, and it had three buildings really. One was a big Nissan hut type building, a shed, and the other one was where the mill was originally, and it had a mill race running through the end of it, which would have turned the mill wheel. And then the other one was just a big shed. So he employed a chap called Paddy Duggan and a lad called Aidan Bugle and an elderly man called Tom McGrath. So Tom's job was to wash the oil off the body panels, and I then assembled the body panels into a car body. The jigs for holding the panels in place were made by a group of lads from McIntaggart's. Fantastic job, I must say. And so I assembled the bodies, and I sprayed the bodies, and I put the soundproofing stuff in the bodies, and that was it. They then went into the Nissan hut where Paddy Duggan put the upholstery and the seats and the suspension, back suspension in the cars and the wiring. And then I moved in there and I put the engine together with the gearbox into the front cross member thing, which was a huge piece of the car, held in by 6 huge bolts. There were 20mm bolts, and I then road tested them. In other words, I drove the crap out of them out to Selbridge, into Clane sometimes and back, and put up a bit of mileage on them, and then done anything that was found wanting on the cars. And they were then sent down to the garage. Caldwell's garage was, in fact, the old tram depot or tram shed in Lucan at the bottom of the hill. And he had previously assembled Messerschmitt cabin cruisers there, 3-wheeler German contraption. And he had assembled Peugeot Beima scooters. They were assembled in a big house that he bought directly across the road from the garage. The trek from Drumcondra, where I lived with my parents who had moved to Dublin in 1959, became just too much. So PR Reilly's on the Howth Road were looking for mechanics. So I got a job as a mechanic with PR Reilly's. And PR Reilly had another premises at the back of the garage, which was, the entrance to it was from Forey Park Road, and that was Merlin Motors. And Merlin Motors assembled the Lloyd Alexander 2-cylinder car, and they assembled the Borgward Arabella, a fantastic car. They were really a car well before their time. And after Borgward went bankrupt from building cars that were too good, because he had the Isabella, which was built by Sars at Prussia Street, and the only shortcoming on the Isabella were the brakes weren't the best. They had a single master cylinder, not a tandem, and that was a weak link in them. But anyway, PR Reilly's were agents for Hillman, Humber, Sunbeam, in other words, all the Roots Group cars. And they were also agents for Austin and Morris. And one day PR Reilly came to me and he said, Buckley's Motors, who were the Roots Group agents in Dublin, he said they have a problem. They have 30 Hillman Imps, and there's a problem with the gearbox in the Imps, and the synchromesh on second gear was faulty, and the synchromesh had to be changed. So he said, I've taken on the job of doing the 20 cars, so I'm giving you the job. So I had to take 20 engines out, 20 gearboxes out, open the gearboxes, replace the synchromesh, put them back together. So that took a few months, I can tell you, and kept me busy. Then in those days, he came to me one day and he said, can you use a reboring machine? I said, no, I never saw a reboring machine, not alone can I not use it, I never bloody well saw one. And he says, well, I have one in here and I'll show you. And PR Reilly was an excellent mechanic, and he showed me how to use the boring machine, a Delapina reboring machine. So Minis at that time were famous for burning oil. So you had to bring them in and rebore them. So we became the experts at reboring the machines. Mind you, a few of them were just as smoky after leaving as they were coming in.
If you've been enjoying our stories of Irish transport, please consider subscribing via our Facebook page, or our website irelandmade.ie. Thank you for your support. Keep watching Ireland Made.